This is going to be your weekly tarot and oracle forecast. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. We're going to take a look at the energies for the upcoming week, break it down day by day, and let you know how to navigate. So as I'm filming this, it is Thanksgiving weekend in Canada. So I would love to wish my fellow Canadians happy Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoy your long weekend with family, friends, and good food. Please travel safely and enjoy. Now, the energy right now is kind of interesting because it feels like a lot of people might want to hibernate a bit. And that's, okay if you want to do that. If you want to feel like you need a rest or you want to do something to nourish yourself, absolutely do that. But you'll notice that the energy is a bit of an up and down lately. And I've heard October described as a roller coaster astrologically. So a lot of things are going to be happening within the next little bit. So if you feel like you need to rest, then do that, okay? Self-love is really key, right? Self-care. What makes you feel good? What is it that grounds you, or what brings you joy? What brings you happiness? I want you to sort of tap into those things, even if it's on a very small scale, okay? I think self-love and self-care has been coming up a lot in my sessions this week. People have been telling me their need to do something nice for themselves. And we often forget about it, We often want to overgive to everybody. I talk about this every single day, how we're a society of overgivers, and how important it actually is to do for you. So I want you to do something really nice for yourself this week, whatever that may be. Let me know in the comments what you've already done for yourself that made you happy, or what you plan to do this week to make yourself happy or feel just a little bit better, okay? So let's take a look. I'm going to do something a little bit different with this reading. I'm going to take 3 cards for the overall energy for the upcoming week. Okay, so let's see what we need to know here. I thought that card, oh, there we go, it is. Traveling lightly, simplify your life. Isn't that interesting? Oftentimes we just feel so overwhelmed, and I love the expression 20% into 5 different things is not 100%. So if you've got 5 things on the go and you're not really giving it your all, your life's really not so simple. So you got to find ways to simplify your life. And here we have fork in the road. And that's interesting because I think the decision point is here. And I ask it all the time. Are you in the old? Are you in the new? Which one would you rather be in? Right? I think I'd rather be in the new. Right? I can't unknow the things that I know. I can't unsee the things that I've seen. So how could I ever go back? When people ask me, would I ever go back to a certain point in my life or a specific age, I would say to you, absolutely not. I wouldn't go back to yesterday. I wouldn't go back to last week, last month, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. There's nothing that could convince me. And the reason is because with every round that I have gone, I've gotten better. And I'm at the happiest point I've ever been. So ask yourself, would you truly ever go backwards? Do you want to be in the old energy? That's a tough one. Comfort zone's not so comfortable, right? So you have to ask yourself, why do we always want to leave it? And our third message for the week is, see, what do you need to release? You need to release the old. This is the key. All right, so let's take a look at the upcoming days for this week. Now, we do have an eclipse coming up on the 14th, which is going to be quite interesting. And I think that's why people are talking about this roller coaster of a month, because this is now going to start an eclipse season with the North Node in Aries, South Node in Libra. For the next year and a half or so, these are going to be the signs or the energies that we're focusing on. So let's take a look at Monday. Okay, mystery. Interesting. Dark side of the moon. Interesting. Things may feel like they're unsure right now. And you know what? Maybe I am going to move these cards away just so that they don't confuse. But we'll come back to them a little bit later, maybe just to have a look. But mystery. On Monday, you're going to have a bit of mystery. Nothing wrong with that. It's hard for people who like to, plan everything. And as I always say, you don't have to know every detail. On Tuesday, we have transformation. What I find really interesting is that in these particular cards, the first 2, there's a color theme. There's a bit of that darkness. And of course, with dark, there's light. With light, there's dark, right? There's always going to be some sort of mystery. But with that comes transformation. The unknown brings transformation. Because how could you possibly know what's coming until you achieve it, or until you get there, right? Until you cross that bridge, as we say. Now, on Wednesday, we have embrace uncertainty. See what I'm saying? And look at the difference in the color of the cards. Now, I want to make a point here on Tuesday. It says moon magic. Magic is in the air. You can feel something brewing, and I would describe it like alchemy. Like, what is alchemy? It's blending, it's brewing, it's turning something into something else. That's the transformation, and you need to embrace the uncertainty because that's what's going to bring you your greatest rewards. You know, I talk about this often in my sessions, and here's the thing. If you're stuck in a situation and you're in an either nor energy and you're waiting for somebody else to make the decision for you, you're not going to reap the reward. The other person making the decision, let's say this is love and you're trying to decide, should I stay, should I go? And the two of you are at a stalemate and you're afraid to make that decision. If that other person makes the decision, you know what tends to happen? They go and meet the love of their life. Why? Because they took a risk. You end up sitting there going, what just happened? Oh, I got a kitty here doing some kitty parkour in the background. You know, you end up sitting there going, well, okay, now what do I do? And you just end up getting more tests, okay? So let's take a look. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, now let's look at Thursday. Love, how beautiful. You know, Libra season is all about relationships, so I'm not surprised, okay? Embrace the uncertainty in love. Sometimes, again, that means taking a risk, no reward. Now, on Friday, we have accept responsibility. This is really important, but also difficult. You know, a lot of people don't always like to look at their role in something. They will say, why is this happening to me? I've had so many things happen to me. Why? And it's not happening to you, it's happening for you because somewhere along the way, you may not have been listening. You may not have even been aware of the fact that there's an energy that's being projected that invites more testing. You have to be very clear with the universe as to, you know, where you want to be, what you're doing, how you're feeling. If you're in confusion, I always say, I'm confused brings more I'm confused, or I don't know brings more I don't know. So you have to be very aware of your thoughts, your feelings, your words, and your actions, because obviously we manifest 24/7 our entire lives. So here we go. On Saturday, we have Enchanted. That's lovely. There's like a portal here, something really special. And I mean, hey, what's on Saturday? It's the eclipse. So that is so interesting already to see that. You know, what's an eclipse? It's a meeting of the sun and the moon. Okay, let's see what's on Sunday. Patience. Oh, trust the process. Trust the process. Story of my life. Story of everyone's life. You know, we have to embrace the uncertainty and have patience. You know, it's a beautiful time that we live in, even though I know it's difficult. We're here because we are the most powerful, and it's so important to embrace that. And a sneak peek at the following week, do nothing. I love it. You don't have to plan. You don't have to know. You don't have to worry. Just live your life, do whatever you got to do, and let things unfold naturally. Okay, let's get the tarot and see what else we need to know here. Now, on Monday, mystery. Two of Pentacles. You know what's interesting? I talked about this with balance. You know, putting 20% into 5 different things is not 100%. So, you know, this is like a feeling of being overwhelmed. And it's time to release those responsibilities and burdens. Accept responsibility for whatever is. Go down that list and simplify your life, right? So let's see. Transformation on Tuesday. Yeah, 8 of Cups. Walk away from things that no longer serve you. Walk towards the things that are much better. On Wednesday, embrace the uncertainty. Yeah, King of Swords. King of Swords is about being logical and decisive, even a bit cool and detached. And that's okay. I mean, it's sometimes you have to detach from the emotions because the King of Swords is not necessarily the most emotional person, okay? And sometimes we have to use our logic, but it's all about balance, right? Now let's take a look at Thursday. We have love. Yeah, 6 of Wands, public recognition and victory. You can have it. You got to believe it. Now this accept responsibility here on Friday. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles is a tangible new beginning. It's an investment. And I look at this card a lot like an investment in yourself, right? This is saying, this is the seed being planted, or the first coin in the piggy bank, and I'm going to watch it grow, okay? And let's see this eclipse day here on Saturday. Enchanted energy. What do we need to know? Don't hold back. You know, when I look at this picture here and I see this door, almost this portal, I picture somebody standing at that door, that portal, looking over their shoulder and saying, should I? Shouldn't I? Can I do this? Can I have this? And there's a bit of doubt. And I understand that. There's fear, naturally. But sometimes we need our world to be shaken up a little bit. We need that change. Like I said, no risk, no reward. The Four of Pentacles is an energy of all or nothing. It's extremes of giving your time, love, or money. And let's take a look here on Sunday with the Patience card. Yeah, Patience, Knight of Wands. You know, here's the thing. Go to the beat of your own drum. Live your life. Do what you got to do. Don't worry about other people in regards to what they think, feel, or their opinions about what you're doing. Does it really matter? You know, people always have an opinion of how others should live, but do they ever follow that themselves? And, you know, that reminds me of The Alchemist, speaking of alchemy, with Paulo Coelho, one of my favorite books. I know that quote is not verbatim from the book or from Coelho himself, but I would just say that this is about you living your best life. Joy. What else? Life is short. What else can you do? And then the sneak peek says, do nothing, heal. Heal. That's it. Rest. You know, put your intentions out into the universe and see what happens. You'd be pleasantly surprised sometimes as to what can come back at you. So let's take a look here at the Oracle cards and get some more messages. Let's go back to that Monday energy, finding balance. And there's the Man. Very interesting. You know, this could be a man that you're dealing with. This could be you personally. You know, masculine energy is about moving forward. And I always have to clarify this because people sometimes misunderstand the difference between masculine and feminine energy. Masculine energy is doing, it's providing, it's problem solving, it's giving, right? And feminine energy is nurturing. It's leaning back. It's allowing yourself to receive. Now, I just want to clarify something else here, because leaning back doesn't mean, oh, I'm just going to lean back and let everybody control me, you know, or tell me what to do. And no, leaning back just means I'm not going to get in my own way. Okay? So here's the thing. When it comes to your own personal, spiritual growth, evolution, your professional life, be in the masculine energy. It's okay to do that. Make moves. You got to find a way to make moves somehow, right? You've got to find that spark within you. But when it comes to relationships, here's the difficulty. You have to know how to balance and lean back and allow yourself to receive. Many people are not comfortable with receiving, and I'm really curious if you could tell me in the comments why you may not feel comfortable receiving. Is it related to your childhood? Not feeling worthy or good enough? Or is it past relationships that made you feel like you had to do all the legwork and you had to overgive, or you had to sort of like keep everything in line? There's a need for balance here. Everything is light and dark, and I said that at the very beginning. So you've got to be really careful with how you view masculine and feminine energy. So in relationships, I don't want you to overgive. I don't want you to chase. I want you to find balance. I want you to allow someone to take the lead. I want you to allow someone to give to you, even if it's a small thing like a coffee or buying you lunch. You know, it doesn't have to be transactional where I do this for you, you do this for me. Yes, of course we like to give, and there should be equal giving and receiving in balance. But sometimes it's okay to just receive, okay? And sometimes, yeah, it's okay to make moves in your life. But it really depends on the scenario. So I wouldn't say that it's one size fits all, but just recognize that if you are struggling right now in your masculine energy in relationships and you can't understand why your person can't step up to the plate, you know, more than likely it's because you're trying to control the outcome. And when we try to control the outcome, it doesn't work out for us, okay? Sorry, that was just a side note. PSA, thank you for coming to my TED Talk kind of vibe. But on Tuesday, 8 of Cups, walking away from things that no longer serve us, and that transformation card underneath it. You know, it's interesting, the book. And wow, I'm getting all these references to The Alchemist. Maybe there's a sign there for you to read The Alchemist. I always say we need to do a book club with The Alchemist. I was a high school teacher for 19 years and I taught it to my students, and I just absolutely love it. And it really changed my life. That's a side note. But the book, you know, one of the lines in The Alchemist is Maktub, which is, it is written. And I want you to understand that, you know, we have a soul contract. I'm a strong believer in this. And there are going to be times when things are going to happen. There's no rhyme or reason. They happen for you, and you go on that adventure, right? Sometimes it means walking away from the things that you know because you're meant to do that. There's a mystery here. Isn't that funny how we talked about mystery? There's a mystery here. There's an unknown. And that's actually really beautiful if we just embrace that. It is written. Trust in the universe. Trust that everything's going to work out exactly the way that it's supposed to. You know, this also says knowledge on this card. And, you know, knowledge is power. Yes, everybody says that. And as a teacher myself, I know that. But it's what you do with that knowledge is more important. As a teacher, I can know my curriculum. I can know every aspect of what I'm teaching. But if I can't deliver that message in a way that makes sense to my students or to my followers or to whoever I'm speaking to, then what good is it? It's all in the way we communicate. It's all in the way we look at things. It's perception, it's perspective, right? So, I mean, this is just telling me that when you walk away, yeah, it's the unknown, but it could also be the best thing that ever happened to you, and you can't doubt that. Now, this King of Swords here, being cool and detached, you know, embracing uncertainty, yes, bring into action. See what happens. You have nothing to lose. What do you have to lose? If you're unhappy in your comfort zone, right? If things aren't going the way you want, what do you have to lose? Because something could be so much better around the corner, and have that victory. And here's the Hermit. You know, the Hermit energy is Virgo. It's hardworking. And I mean, on the card here, it says intelligent and conscientious and, you know, responsible. And funny, we had the card over there that says, you know, accept responsibility. This just says, search your soul, clearly decide what you want, figure out your inner truth. You know, this is the thing I used to tell my students all the time. It was, you know, when you hit the pillow at night, you know that that's when your brain starts to race the most, because that's when everything's the most quiet. You're in your own thoughts, and not everybody's comfortable in their own thoughts. But I will say that this is where you really know your truth. Everybody knows their inner truth. Whether they choose to accept that responsibility or accept that truth, well, that's up to them. But this is about searching your soul and clearly deciding what you want. Now, on Friday, that Ace of Pentacles, see? Look at the coloring of these cards. We have this enlightenment. We're going to accept responsibility. We're going to have a breakthrough, an illumination, aha moment, whatever it is, a discovery of something new, maybe even a self-discovery. And again, like I said earlier, if we hold ourselves back, we're doing a disservice. And look at the Whip card. The Whip card is saying repetitive, same old, same old. If you're getting the same old, then there's something you're not recognizing. And I know that's a really difficult conversation to have with people. But if we're getting the same results, well, you have to ask yourself, what's the common denominator? It's whatever we're doing. So in other words, no risk, no reward, like I said earlier. So the Whip is saying, get out of the arguments, get out of the fighting. You know, doing it again and again and again is not helping anything. So number 11 on this card does signal a brand new beginning. Now on, and that's eclipse, there you go. The Whip, cracking the whip, you know, like, here, get a move on. I'm going to shake the world up for you and you better adjust. And that's what life is, right? Life isn't always, you know, fair, and it doesn't always give us, you know, what we want, but it certainly gives us what we need as long as we're willing to embrace it. So let's take a look at Sunday here, Knight of Wands. I also say that's passion in the pants if you're feeling a little spicy on Sunday. But essentially, I said go to the beat of your own drum. And yeah, don't let yourself be held back. Don't worry about what other people say. This is what I said earlier. The Devil card is restrictions. It could be addiction. It could be codependency. It could just generally feeling held back. I think we've all been through this where we felt like we were restricted, or, you know, people's opinions were holding us down. And I say this all the time. Like, you got to be very careful what you share with people, your friends, even your family. People always want to see you do well, but not better. You know what I mean? And so that's why you have to just do for you and live your own life. So let's take a look at the sneak peek for the following week. And it did say kind of do nothing, heal, and you have a new beginning. Be creative, right? Tap into that creativity, whether that's art, music, dance, whatever's going to bring you something new ideas, right? New perspectives. I was talking about that earlier. So let's take some Power of Surrender cards here just to see what we need to surrender or surrender to. Oh, this one right away. Surrender your ego, of course. Cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. You know, what is ego? And I talked about this in the reading that I filmed. It was a relationship tarot and oracle reading. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But it talked about wearing a mask, you know, showing the real you, living your authentic truth. And ego is just fear, right? We're afraid. And I often talk about self-preservation mode. Sometimes we say things just to hurt ourselves. Like, why do we do that? You know, because somehow we want to stop ourselves from having all the best of the best of the best. Why? That's just because of an old belief system or some sort of programming that we had as a child. You know, that's traumas, triggers, and hurts. But we have to be greater than that. We have to surrender. And, you know, that's always the toughest thing. People ask me, Kelly, how do I let go? How? What do I do? Tell me. But these things don't happen overnight. They happen with consistent and steady work. You know, the people that I get to speak to weekly or bi-weekly or monthly, I see such an incredible change, and I'm so proud of them. And I try to tell them that every single time, because it takes a lot of guts to address the things that have hurt us, you know, and to want to do different and to be vulnerable and honest. And I think that for me is what is so rewarding about what I get to do. You know, as you know, I don't just pull tarot cards or oracle cards. What I do is I get to the root of things. And I guess that's sort of my love of teaching and people, you know, and spirituality, of course. Now, this says, see, surrender your attachment to results. The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. Absolutely. Okay, let's take one more. Surrender to your full power. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. Exactly. We're not here to play checkers. We're here to play chess, right? We're here to make power moves. And like I said at the very beginning, I've said it a few times already today, you know, no risk, no reward. I'm kind of giggling to myself because on live the other day on TikTok and Instagram, we talked about having a Kelly bingo card. How many times I say, trust the process. How many times I say, are you in the old? Are you in the new? No risk, no reward. You know, this is the thing, right? Repetition is important, and to believe in yourself, because if you believe it, you can have it. So I really hope this resonates with you. Please let me know in the comments. Thank you always for your kindness and support. If you would like to do a personal reading with me, I offer various Zoom sessions or recorded readings. The information is on my website. So again, thank you very much. I would appreciate a like or a comment or a subscribe. Have a wonderful week.